How's it going, guys? And welcome back to another episode of the Wolf Den podcast. Today I'm here with Jino and Frank. Say hi.
Hello.
Jaws.
Hola. And guys, we are super hyped because year 2 of university has finished for us. We have just finished our exams a few days ago. And yeah, we're here to just talk about it, super unscripted, don't even have prompts. We're just gonna talk and probably rant a lot. So let me just ask the first kind of question. How are you guys feeling now that university year 2 has finished?
I just want it to end.
Finally, a weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
I feel like you said that last year too, you know, Frank. The exact same line.
Frank, it never ends. It never
ends.
Wait.
This time was a little more different because we had to travel in person.
Yeah, so for context viewers or listeners, we were actually back in our universities for the first time, like kind of transitioning. Some things online, but yeah, we were actually in class, like real classrooms, lecture halls, for class sometimes. So that was a huge change in university for us. But Gino, you said you wanted to end. What exactly do you want to end?
Everything. Yeah. School kind of sucks. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I feel like every year we come back to this podcast more defeated than last time. Like, here's the thing, because like we do the podcast before the semester starts, and I'm like, guys, how was summer? And then I'm like, yeah, guys, we're gonna give it our all in uni this year. And then we come back and we're like, pain.
It's all pain, like... and it always has been.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I feel pretty good. To me, it actually hasn't sunk in that we're done yet. I still feel like I have something to do. Like, is there an assignment to do? Actually, I think a huge part of that is because I haven't got some of my marks back yet. Some of my big assignments have not been handed back yet.
Mm-hmm. I took summer and spring courses again, so I still have those to worry about.
Oh, you did that again? Dang.
Yeah, I start again next week. So.
Damn. How many courses?
I don't know, but it's quite a bit. It just never ends. It never ends for me.
Okay, but this time, is it actually helping you instead of taking it out of interest?
Yeah, like I have to take these.
Okay, good. Because last time, because I rewatched our old podcasts, and you specifically said, like, I took it out of interest, it doesn't help me. Big mistake, guys, don't do that.
That was such... Yo, I still regret that, guys. Yo, never do anything out of passion. Just do what you have to do.
Damn. Yeah. Anyways, how were actual like the final exams for you guys? I don't actually know how many you guys had. I had
like 4.
I had 3.
But it's technically 5 if you consider like take-home exams.
So you had 4 like you had to write and then 1 take-home?
Yeah.
Okay, and Frank, I believe you told me you had 3
take-home.
3 take-home exams. How would those go, by the way? Like, what exactly were they? Like essays, or?
2 were essays. Well, 1 was an essay and like evidence list and blah 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 blah. The other one was straight up multiple choice. The last one, which is straight up.
Wait, multiple choice take home?
Yeah. That prof left everything online.
Wait, they did what? Sorry.
They left all the examinations online, even if we're in person. All the
yeah, but like multiple choice take home, no time limit. Like, were you timed, or you just had like the whole day?
You had like a week.
Yeah, like, okay, multiple choice, and it's take home for a week.
Wait, you could go back and forth between questions and all that.
No.
Oh.
Okay, so
you can do it whenever, like, but once you start it, you can't really exit it. You have to.
Like, how much time do you have once you start?
3 hours.
Okay, yeah, never mind. I thought.
How many questions?
50 questions.
Oh, what?
50 questions? So... My guy, my bio-psych exam was 100 questions, multiple choice, and I had 3 hours for that.
50 ain't that bad.
50 soft.
But the last one, I, like, oh my god, the one that's due like today, which I grinded out early. My goodness, this guy, freaking. Okay, so half of it is short answer, and then the other half is a 1,000-word essay. But the fuck for the short answers, this guy's like, oh, man, make sure you include evidence, that you quote evidence and stuff to back up your claims. Makes sense, right? But the freaking questions, oh my, it's like typing out a mini essay within like one short answer
What
question.
subject was this? Like ish?
World something.
Some kind of philosophy?
It wasn't particularly a philosophy course, but it had stuff to do with philosophy.
Okay.
I see.
And then freaking the second part was a 1,000-word essay. Like, bruh, my guy, just make either an essay or like freaking
Yeah, dude,
short
a
answer
1,000-word essay alone, like that's
bruh.
good enough for a take home.
Exactly.
In my opinion.
And then this guy, world ideas,
Ah, okay.
antiquity.
Okay, yeah.
I
Don't know
see.
it really.
Oh
Sounds
my god.
Sounds like
World
philosophy.
That guy,
ideas.
bro.
That sounds fun.
This guy even like uploaded the exam late. Like literally the day he was supposed to upload it. This guy freaking took like a few extra hours later.
Damn.
And my god, everybody was complaining in the chat, in like a WhatsApp chat. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hated that. It's so dumb. It's
Yo,
like
can
just
I-
make it one or the other.
Yo, I'm gonna talk about one of my courses.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
If that's okay, so I have this math course. I'm pretty sure it's the same one with Liz in it. The class average for one of the tests was like 41%.
Jeez, imagine calling yourself a good prof with that class average.
Yikes.
And do you know what the highest score was on the exam?
69.
80.
It was like a 75 or a 70.
What?
That's out of 200
my-
students. Out
my
of
guess
200
with 80
students.
was my guess with 80 was like
Damn.
not even an 80.
75%
Not
was the
even-
best mark
out of
70.
200 students.
out of
Imagine.
200 students.
Jeez Louise.
Imagine. For
But yeah,
reference,
yeah.
like
Go on. Yeah, go.
in med school, like to get accepted to med school, like you need like 90s. Like no one in that class is going to med school. Like now.
That's kind of crazy.
That's too crazy. What the? No one even got an 80. What?
Yeah, not a single person. It's actually insane.
That's sus. That's sus.
That's the thing I don't
Like-
get about courses sometimes, because like, you know, evaluations, tests, exams, whatever it is in a course, for the most part, are always worth like a hefty amount, like 15, 20, 30%. Like, so doing bad on one of those like can easily make or break a whole letter grade. Like, what?
Also, this was like a midterm, so it was worth a lot. It was
Yeah.
like worth anywhere between 20 to like
Jeez.
50%.
Bruh.
So you like it's over. It's already over. You might
It's
as well
literally over. It's literally over.
Wait, so is your final mark for that course like what you hoped for?
There were two grading schemes though. You could they have it so that either you could make your exam weighed more, or you
Ugh.
could have your tests weighed more, right?
Ugh.
So
I think
yeah.
everybody chose tests, right?
No, everyone failed the test, so we gotta rely on the exam now.
Ugh.
Everyone
Oh
also
wait,
failed
so
the
like the
exam.
midterm versus the final?
Oh.
Huh? Wait, sorry.
So by exam and test, do you mean midterm versus final?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, so either you have your final worth like 50%, or have your midterm worth like 20% and your final worth 30%. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Not
Ugh.
gonna lie though, my finals, I had 3 exams.
Mm-hmm.
I know all my marks for the final exams like I took. I did better on my finals compared to my midterms. So I would take the finals part of that deal. But yeah.
But it's like, okay, I don't know why, but it's always the first year professors that are so bad with teaching.
Mm-hmm.
And like, if you think about it, like statistically, over 60% of the class failed, like below 50%, you know? That's actually
And they're
insane.
generally like super brain people too.
Yeah, this is for like,
Damn.
Like, I don't get it. And it's out of like 200 people.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, what if like you can't call yourself a good prof if you have that? It's like that's what I don't get about profs sometimes. It's like your success and whether you're doing your job like well is literally like there on the internet, like based on your class's average. If your class average is bad, that's a bad look for you. Like, what are you doing? Like, I think they should make a rule. If a professor, like, for 2 or 3 years in a row has a class average that's, like, not passing, like, they get fired.
They're booked.
Yeah.
They're fired. That makes sense.
They should do something like that, because it's, like, clearly, you know,
it hurts GPAs.
It's not just this one bad class you had. It happened 3 times in a row. Clearly, it's a problem with, like, your teaching. So, I don't know. I think they should do something like that. I don't know. That's my take. Not that happened to me. Like, that didn't really happen to me, but I think that should be a rule followed.
You know what the funniest part is about all this?
Go on.
He actually ended up curving the grade, but the curved grade was still a failure by average. It was like 45.
That's not much better.
That's not much better, guys.
That's literally not much better than the class average. Like, jeez.
Like, bro, imagine curving and your class is still failing. Like,
the prof after doing that, no need to thank me.
Bro, it's like pouring like a bottle of water on like a house fire. It's like, bro.
That's a good analogy. I like that. Yeah.
I have this other professor. He's bad for like the exact opposite reason. I talked about this with Vickash before, but this professor just like doesn't do lectures. Like, he doesn't teach, and he's so bad at teaching. You know.
So who teaches?
It's for can I say the course name or?
Yeah, sure. If you're comfortable with it.
Yeah, it's Earth Science.
Mm-hmm.
And like, it was so bad that like people started emailing the director, and they emailed the director like 3 times. I'm pretty sure this professor is like out of business now. Like, he doesn't have a job anymore after this semester.
Mm-hmm. Well, to be fair, like the way you describe it, like because at our university, I'm pretty sure based on what I heard from our profs, whether or not they wanted to go back in person to teach or not, like the advisors, the directors, like said, no, you're literally supposed to go and teach them in person.
You have no choice.
Even if they felt comfortable with it, like they had to go. Because I had a prof who allowed us to keep taking the course online. He made that an option, but he legally like had to go and teach and be ready to teach in person. So like he couldn't just shift it all online. So from the sounds of it, if it follows the same logic at your university, Jino, it's like, well, yeah, they're literally disobeying orders. Like, they're supposed to go teach and they're not doing it. So
yeah.
Like, what I'm saying is it's deserved if they're booked, because it's like they're literally, it's not even like being rude to students, it's literally not doing your job.
I know. He's so lazy with his work. It's actually really bad. Like, some of the quizzes, like, he just copies and pastes them off of like Quizlet.
What?
And there are typos.
Yeah.
There are typos, and it's so bad.
This kid
like, you can
deserves to
tell
get booked. What? You can't just copy it. That's literally plagiarism.
Mm-hmm.
I find it funny. I find it funny that like a professor is plagiarizing technically.
Bruh, this guy should have been booked from day one.
Yeah, it's so bad. It's so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so in this class, it has like 500 students. Like, it's a lot of students, by the way, right?
Yeah.
But by like the end of the course, when the professor started like doing online, right? His class had like 50 people in it. That means that out of 500 people, only like 50 people started, like only 50 people, stuck with him,
Yeah.
That's how bad he was, like.
Well, I feel like towards the end of the semester, I feel like that's normal for huge dropouts. Like, I had to go to a class in person, like the last day before the exam. Dude, there was literally like 10 people in this huge lecture hall.
Oh, what?
Like 10 people when it should have been like, I think the class has like 80 or something. There were like 10 people, which I know the difference isn't as drastic as yours, but still, like, no one showed up. So what he did, the professor, he had Zoom going like from the lecture hall, but you're not really supposed to go on Zoom. Like that's not ideal. It's there in case you're sick or something, so you can still like get the content. But you're expected to show up in person. Is my point. There were more people on the Zoom call that isn't ideal than the people that were in class, like in the lecture hall. It was like 12 people on Zoom versus like 10 people in class. So it was just crazy. Like everyone drops out. Like everyone's motivation kind of dies, which I kind of get. It's assignment season, hustling, and
yeah,
I kind of get it.
Makes sense.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
Should we talk about good professors now? Yeah.
Oh yeah, we can talk about some good professors.
Oh, let me start. I was so sad when this crim professor, right, for my criminology class. Oh my goodness, one of the best lecturers I've ever had. Like, just explaining the course material. Oh my, it was like so clear. It was so engaging. And then the sad part was the class that she has before mine. Accommodations were made for people to be online, and then sadly our class had to get moved online. Big sad, because actually attending the lecture hall with her speaking, oh, that was like that one class we had in person, best class I've ever had. Oh my goodness, I was so sad when it got moved online.
Yeah, and when profs are good at like lecturing, because the thing is, lecturing's pretty hard. Like,
it's hard.
When you think about it, it's super hard to lecture. So when a prof's really good at it and can engage the students, it's a really good thing to have. A huge strength. So yeah. You want to talk about your profs, Jino? Your good ones?
Yeah. I had a biophysics professor. She was like really flexible. And like she obviously had a passion for whatever she was talking about. So it was like really engaging and all that. She didn't mind if people came like in person or not. So she was really nice on that too. And honestly, it was all like a good vibe overall. Yeah. Like the assignments were fun too. So like, yeah. Like she was like really easygoing, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Super nice. Should I go now? Online. Okay, yeah. I'll talk about one course. I talked to Jino about it earlier. So I did a course called Positive Psychology. And it was taught by two professors. Say they co-taught it together. And it's partly because of the professors, partly because of the course. Oh my god, that course, not necessarily like my highest mark ever, but that's not the point. It was such a life-changing course. Positive Psychology was just eye-opening, changed my values on life, changed like my motivation, like what I want to do in my daily routine. Because positive psychology is all about like learning like habits. So basically the kind of slogan or motto of positive psychology is, we're not teaching you to like fix yourself when like you're depressed or have anxiety. We're not trying to fix bad times. We're trying to make good times even better. So someone who's already mentally stable, already content, we're trying to make that better. We're trying to have them like really persevere and push boundaries and go over the top with like good values and stuff. So that's kind of like the motto of the course. And it was really nice. Like both the profs were super nice. At the start of every lecture, what we would do is everyone it was online on Zoom. Unfortunately, I wish it was in person. But we had to type in chat 3 good things that we're like grateful for the week that happened in the past week. And then like everyone type, and then we'd comment on it, and it was just positive vibes all around in that class. And then in the middle of the class, we'd have this thing called mindful movement, when like, we get off of our seats and like, stretch and exercise and like kind of meditate for like 5 minutes. And then at the end of class, we do a visualization, in which it's basically like, get into a sitting posture, like close your eyes and like visualize like some meditation scene, take away your worries, focus on your breath kind of stuff. So it was just a super like a cleanse, like just a really nice course that was a cleanse. And you learn some good stuff about like habits to take in your life. Like I learned so much about, specifically for me personally, sleep and exercise, and also just kind of like tips and tricks for like studying as well. Like huge takeaways from me that I'm like keeping forever. Like it was just such a nice course, and the profs are really nice. And yeah, they're just amazing. Positive psych, good course, good profs at my university at least. So yeah, great profs. So while there are the bad profs, we're gonna give credit to the good profs, because good profs, you guys are angels. You guys are great. We appreciate you guys.
True.
True. All right.
You want to share some of those studying tips? Because this is a podcast after all.
Oh yeah, true. So the studying tips, a key thing that you probably heard of this is like chunking, like breaking things down. So instead of doing a bunch of stuff at once, break it down into intervals and all that. Like don't go all in at full force, break it down in intervals. And one thing that I actually didn't do, but I might learn do this. So when you study for a course and you have your big notes package or your big document of like huge pages of notes, and then before your exam or test, you're sitting outside the classroom flipping through that notes. Like we did this all the time in high school. You guys saw me like flipping through my notes. They said they see students do that. The professor said they see students do that, and it's super anxiety inducing, like right before your exam. So what they said is, instead of doing that, you can have your notes package, but when you're outside of that exam room, take one piece of paper, divide it into like 6 blocks, and in each of those blocks jot down like the tiniest things about each chapter, all in one page. Like not everything, just the tiny little things to like jog your memory. And that's what you should look at before you enter your exam room, because it's less anxiety inducing, and everything you need to like know to jog your memory is there, and you're not stuck flipping through notebooks, your notes.
So it's like a cue card, right?
Yeah, kind of like a big cue card, but like divided, but like super simple. So that way, outside your exam room, you're not flipping through like 20 pages of notes.
That's smart.
Like it makes you less nervous. So
that's smart.
That's a tip
I do most of my notes
do
electronically, so I don't know how that's gonna work though.
Yeah, no, well, you can still do like take one note or like make a new document, divide that document into like subsections, and then just jot points or like little things, little visuals to jog your memory. And basically the point is, look through that before you do your exam. Don't look through your notes. Look at that one thing where it's all in front of you. I say all, but it's just like the key points and all that. So that was a good tip that I really liked, and I might try that. So yeah. Anyways, let's move on. What do we want to talk about? I feel like there's so much to talk about. By the way, it's a podcast. Like, this isn't scripted. It's super unscripted. We're just talking about whatever. Did any courses like surprise you, like in terms of marks and stuff that you got on them? Because I'll speak on this first. So I took statistics, which we have to take. I thought it was going to be super hard. I was like, oh god, guys, I haven't done math since grade 12. Like, what am I going to do? I shocked myself in statistics. I was pretty good in class, which was in person for this class. Like, I was putting up my hand constantly, answering questions, like getting the math right. And on quizzes, I was performing pretty well. Like, not hundreds all the time, but like really high marks, like way better than I thought it would be. So that was shocking to me. But then the other one that I'll tell you guys for the first time now. Actually, no, I sent a text to you guys like the other day about this. Biological psychology, biopsych. My final exam for that course, I think if I calculate everything like how I did in the course, I'm pretty sure I might finish this course with an A, which is like biopsych, like all the brain, like neurotransmitters, all these things, all these big words, things I haven't heard before, all different systems. Like, how am I going to do good at this? And I'm looking like I'm going to finish with an A, which just shocked me. Like, it's crazy. It's like, I went into this semester thinking, okay, these are the 2 courses I'm going to like really try to do like only just try to get a B on, or hell, maybe even get a C and be satisfied. But they end up being probably, and I think they will be, my top 2 courses of the semester. So that just shocked me. So just wondering did you guys have anything like that as well?
I have some courses like that, except it was like the exact opposite. Like my mark was lower than I expect. Okay, so you know the class I was talking about earlier with like the 40% average and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was gonna be an easy one.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's called differential equations.
Doesn't sound easy, but to me, but okay.
Yo, that's the no. I knew it. Like I had to like take some math course. I knew it wasn't gonna be easy, but like this was like the easiest choice out of all of them.
Okay, yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Damn.
And like I didn't think it was gonna be this bad, but it's a slaughter, bro. Like it's actually insane. Yo. Like majority of the class failing. Hey yo.
Yeah.
Hey yo. Highest marks like fucking 70. Yo. What?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's really weird when courses are like that, because you go in, and it happened for one of my courses too. I won't name it, but I was really hyped for the course because it was really up my alley in terms of interests. And you know, I was like, yo, if I really like try with this, I can get a 90. I think I could. I'm not gonna finish this course with a 90, but that's okay. But I don't know, just kind of like in comparison to the other courses that I'm not as passionate about, I'm not doing as well in the course that I am passionate about, so that kind of shocks me as well. So I kind of relate to that.
There is like one course that I thought was going to be harder, but it wasn't. It's animal physiology.
Oh, that sounds so cool. Course. What? Yo.
Yeah. Like it wasn't too bad. I think the content was pretty easy. Everyone was talking about how hard it was. But compared to something like cell bio, I didn't think it was too bad.
If you mind me asking, what kind of stuff do you learn in that?
Like physiology.
No, but like just name something specific, or like something more detailed, or anything.
Metabolism, transport. There's like cell transport. You get to look at neurophysiology. Endocrinology and all that.
There was probably prerequisites for this, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah, that makes.
You have to take a biology course.
Okay, yeah. All right, that makes sense. I don't have much of a bio background. The bio psych for me this semester was like a huge step out of my comfort zone. So yeah, that's why. Yeah, it sounds cool.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. Yeah.
What about you, Frank? Do you have any courses that shocked you?
The one I had to take over again.
Oh, is it
I know.
Is it that I don't want to name it. Okay, yeah.
That the research essay, I actually shocked myself. I got like a 70 on it.
Nice.
Which I didn't know I was gonna do that. And I'm like, damn.
Nice. Was it really similar to like what we did the first time, or different?
Somewhat.
Yeah.
The teaching style was different, but the assignment.
Wait, did you go in person for this class?
Half in person, half online.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. You know, good. It's nice that you shocked yourself. It's nice when you surprise yourself with a course, like in terms of how good you do. It's a really good feeling. And honestly, I think that opens up like opportunities for people. Like that's how people realize, oh my god, I like this. I want to pursue a minor in this or something. So yeah, always a nice thing when that happens. Yeah. All right. Moving on to talking about. I want to just talk about some stories. I have some crazy stories that happened. I teased this to Jino. Jino, remember what I said? Remind me to talk about this in the podcast. I'm gonna talk about it now. So, crazy story. You know, we live in Toronto. Taking the subway in Toronto is kind of sketch. So, you know, you gotta be alert because some people might do things crazy on the subway. But something happened at university. So when I was actually in the university, so I think I think it's the same for you, Jino, or every university. You guys have a card you have to use to access your buildings, right? Like,
Not for my university.
so you don't have to tap a
What?
card. Really?
Yeah,
Nah,
everything's open, bro.
So
No,
a
no,
random
no.
person can just walk into any
No way.
building at your campus.
Yeah, random person can go into the
Okay, so
library.
my thing's
Okay.
gonna contradict that. So at our university, Frank and I go to the same university. We have to tap our cards on a little machine, and then that unlocks the door, so strangers don't get in. So this a thing happened. I'm sitting at this desk inside a building, like working on like my research paper or something, and I see this girl like just running straight down the hallway, like just running. I don't know why. And then I see this other like big tall guy, not a student, absolutely not a student, walking behind her. And then so I'm sitting at my desk, right? And then there's another desk in front of me where another guy's sitting working on his stuff. This random guy walks to the, not me, he goes past me. He doesn't look at me. He just goes past me to the other guy on his laptop. And he goes, sits across from him, swipes his AirPods off his desk, just like swipes them away, like so they land on the ground, and then sits in front of the guy and this like talks to him about like, yo, I want to watch a video, give me the laptop, can we watch a video? And then like the guy gets up and like picks up his AirPods and like, you know, tells him to go away. And then so then he goes away, and then security comes back talking to that girl. So basically what happened is the girl tapped her card because she's a student to enter the building. That guy followed her after she tapped her card to get into the building, because the building doors don't open for normal, like for like just normal people in the downtown. Followed the girl. So, and I overheard the conversation. Ever since she got out the station, that guy was like low-key following her, so she got kind of scared.
Yo.
So she tapped the card to go in the building. But the thing is, the guy used her card tap while the door was still unlocked to enter that building, and then came up to this guy and then swiped his AirPods away, like off the desk, which AirPods are mad expensive, like Jesus. And then security talked to both of them, and it was just like kind of scary, and I got scared. I was like, oh god. I once I saw that happen, I put my laptop down, put it in my bag, and like got ready to sprint out of this building in case something escalated, but it didn't escalate. But yeah, it was a scary experience. It was like, Jesus. And look, my takeaway from that is like, what is the security in that building? Like, why are there not people in front of that door to like make sure that thing didn't escalate to the point it did? Like, there should be a thing that's like, hey, show us your student ID card, and then you can enter the building. But like, no, like that guy just had full range to enter that building, walk to the other exit, and then leave. And just some random guy in downtown Toronto, like crazy.
Yo, why did he? Yo, that's actually such a scary situation.
Yeah, I know. For the girl, like it was like weird.
It's horrible.
Yeah, I know.
What? Did he like explain why he was doing it, or
no? Like they just escorted him out. Like
that's it?
Yeah. Well, no. Yeah. Like I think he also kind of had like, you know, I don't want to sound like mental issue as well. I don't really know what it was, but like I think he showed signs of that. So that was a part of it, but I don't know, just out of pocket actions by the guy that did that. So scary situation. So my advice would be, you know, it depends on the location of your university, obviously. You know, being located downtown Toronto, you kind of like in suspense. Downtown Toronto, you gotta be on your toes, as they say. So yeah, just that's kind of my thing. But also, I think that could have been avoided if you just don't stay on the first floor of a building. Like enter a building and go up like 2-3 floors, because that's when you know it's only going to be students and faculty. That's
true.
where random people can't enter, because like if that happens, what's he gonna do? Like enter and then go up like 2 flights of stairs and then cause havoc? Like you're safer off in like the higher up you are in a building. That's kind of my little thing of advice. But yeah, scary situation that happened.
Damn. Yo, my university doesn't even have.
Yeah, so that's interesting. You don't even have cards and stuff to like.
No, we do have cards, but none
Not
of the
to
doors
ac-
have locks for that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy. That you can just enter a building. That's an issue.
I mean, I haven't seen anything weird like that, you know,
Yeah.
to be honest. There's a lot of like children and like parents at the university because my university has like a hospital and
Uh-huh.
all that. So, I don't know, like, it's not really like an area that's filled with downtown people, you know? It's
Mhm.
like, you know, near my university, there's like a neighborhood. And there's like, you know, there's like a lake, there's trails, and then there's a hospital. The whole downtown area with like the rest of, you know, Ham is like not near the area, you know?
Mhm, yeah,
Does that
yeah.
make sense?
That's
Like,
the
it's a
problem
completely
with
separate-
that's a problem with our university, Frank. It's because it's plopped in the middle of downtown. Like that, it's in the middle of where chaos and havoc can occur.
Yep.
Which that's kind of one of the downsides of our university. That I don't really
I have
like
to
as
go.
much.
I have to go through downtown if I have to go to university, and that sucks, bro.
Yeah. Crazy.
Mhm.
Is any crazy stories on your end, guys? Anything crazy happened?
I mean, the only crazy things I've seen are in the actual subway stations.
Yeah.
Other than that, I've not.
I don't like
encountered
taking the subway, Frank. It scares me, man. Like I'm so on edge in the subway.
Honestly, just what I do is I just put music on.
Dude, I don't even
just-
want to
I
put
don't
music
really-
on because I'm scared someone's gonna nick my earbuds.
That's true.
Oh, I just clench my fist just to get ready, in case somebody, you know.
Yeah.
Yo, I don't know how much like a clenched fist and a punch is gonna do when someone comes up with like a knife, you know?
I just don't pay attention to them. I'm jamming to my music. I don't really.
I see. Yeah,
I don't
makes
pay
sense.
attention to those people. Just don't look at them in the eye.
Yeah. That's what
That
my
makes sense.
parents told me. Like, don't make
So
eye
that's-
contact with anyone.
Yo, guys, that's so bad. The fact that like we have to worry about that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not even that part. Isn't my story I just said isn't a problem with my university mainly. It's just the fact of where it's located and like how we commute there. That's just a problem with this city.
Yeah, exactly. It's yo, why does our city have this problem?
I don't know, man. Well, why we one of the most like, you know, well put together cities in Canada and we have all these problems.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not good. It's not good.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Any stories, Gino?
Can I talk about my TAs now?
Oh yeah, talk about TAs. He has got some big rants on his TAs.
Oh yep.
Oh, these lads are just okay. In one comment, they managed to be like wrong 4 times. Like, okay, they're so rude. The TAs are rude. I
Uh-huh.
don't know why they're rude. Okay, and they're also nitpicky, right? On top of that, and like whatever they correct, it's not even correct. Like the corrections that they make on like an assignment, it's not correct. And like I'm pretty sure they don't even read the whole thing either. So like it really pisses me off. That's like 4 things wrong with just like one comment, you know?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'll give you an example. I made a graph for one of my labs,
Yeah.
right? And I had a trend line. And on the lab manual, it told us to make it solid. So it's a solid trend line, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the TA made me lose like a whole mark for that graph because she wanted it to be dotted. But nowhere on like the assignment or like the manual or like literally anywhere else does it say to have it dotted like that. So that pisses me off.
Yeah, it's weird because TAs are supposed to follow instructions. Did you like talk to them about that?
It's been a while. Like I noticed it like a week after,
Oh,
so I didn't bring it up. I didn't want to bring that up,
yeah,
but I feel like I should have.
yeah.
Yo, do you think if I bring it up now, she'll like correct it?
Could you, if you maybe bring it up to the prof, and have the prof deal
Yeah.
with it?
Mhm.
Is the prof nice?
No. that's the main problem.
Yeah, you don't even bother. Don't even bother.
Yeah.
Literally, don't bother.
Yeah.
And also, like, they're so rude. Like, why are TAs rude?
I don't get TAs when they're rude, man. Like, you're literally like, you're in a position of like dealing with 18, 19-year-olds. They're working so hard. How are you gonna be rude to them? Like, I don't get it. And hell, I say 18, 19-year-olds. Sometimes if you're a TA, like let's say you're like 22 years old or 24 years old and you're TA, mate, some of your students could be like in their 30s, 40s. There's no reason to be rude. Like,
it's
I
so
just don't get
stupid.
it.
It's so.
My
Like, if
TA
you're gonna
wasn't
be
bad
rude,
for
at least be
my
right, you
my
know?
big assignment. I didn't have a bad TA this semester, so I can't really speak on that. But yeah, I know what you mean.
I'll give you guys like a reference or like not a taste of an email that I got
From a
Okay,
TA.
So yeah.
Okay.
So I asked for feedback on my midterm, right? Because they don't give feedback for anything. I don't know what's up with this specific TA, but they don't give feedback for your assignments or your midterms or anything. They just give you your mark.
You're supposed
Right?
to give feedback, but sure.
Yeah, so I specifically asked for the feedback, and she was so rude about this. She's like, and then I asked questions about like some of the corrections that she made, and she was so rude about that. Like, she's like, it literally said in the question that you are experiencing blank and blank and blank, and like she went off, bro. Like,
Then you should have went off on her.
and like, I don't really get it because my email was like really nice. I was like, can I get feedback for my midterm? I would really appreciate it. Thanks. That's literally word for word what I said. I don't know.
With this, bruh.
I don't know why they're being rude. Like, what?
TA diss track by Jino coming this summer.
And like, if you're gonna be rude, at least be correct. Like whatever she responded with, it doesn't make sense, right? And it's not even correct.
That's the thing.
Imagine
I
being
noticed
rude
when
at
profs
the
and
prof.
TAs are rude, it's cause they're wrong. I'll say the story. I told you the story. So I had a prof who super nice, like, you know, accommodating to his students, understands what we're going through and all that. But he did this thing that was like, I just watched it on the sidelines, but it annoyed me, where two students were talking in the lecture hall, like in person, trying to find their slides so they can follow along with what the prof was saying and moving along through. And they were kind of whispering to each other. These two students were talking about the course, trying to get the slides up, like to follow along with the prof. And the prof noticed them talking, and they said, "Are you guys done?" And they're like, "Oh no," I think he said something along the lines of like, "Are you guys listening? Are you guys with me?" And they looked up like without hesitation, like, "Oh yeah, don't worry." Like yeah, of course, because they genuinely are listening. They're just trying to figure out the slides. And then the professors said like, "Are you sure?" And then they explained themselves and said, yeah, we're just trying to get the slides like to follow along with you. So like they gave an explanation, right? These two students, like, we're listening, we're just trying to get the slides to follow along with you. But then the professor, and this is what annoyed me, doubled down and said, "Are you sure you're ready? Because you can go outside and finish your conversation if you want. Like, I'm fine with that." And I'm like, my guy, they're literally listening to you. They're getting the slides to follow along with your lecture. Stop being like that. Like,
well, why is he getting mad? What the?
Like, I didn't say anything. I'm just watching this. It just made me so mad. I'm like, I can literally see them on their laptop trying to figure out getting the slides on D2L, and I'm just watching.
Oh, this is in person.
Yeah, it's in person, and I'm just like, they're literally listening to you and giving you their full attention. Stop trying to like be an authority figure. Like, and stop trying to with these smart remarks of like, "Are you sure? Because you can go outside." Like, stop. I don't like that. I really dislike that. So when I saw that, I was just like, ugh, just stop doing that. And also, actually, no, the same prof did something else. It's another story further back. And I'm gonna kind of tie this point in to like a bigger point about mental health, kind of political. So basically, we're in lecture in person and we're talking, right? And this girl is talking to her friend. Obviously, you shouldn't be doing that. It's a lecture. So the professor who's teaching was talking about something, and then there's like so in the back of his mind, he noticed that the person wasn't like paying attention, talking to their friend, and they had something up on the slide, the professor, and I can't remember what the question was, but like they're like, so we're talking about this. Does anyone know what the point of this reading was? And then he immediately pointed to that girl that was talking to her friend, like kind of whispering, and says, how about you? Can you tell me? And then the girl, like, bless her soul, looking at the slides, trying to figure out, like, because obviously she's talking to her friend, she didn't listen, trying to figure it out, like, what the correct answer is. And she tried to give an answer, but then the professor was like, do you know why I called on you? Because I saw you talking to your friend. And then he tried to be nice, and he was like, now I don't like doing that, and I'm never gonna do that again, but I'm just saying it was distracting to you, and it was also distracting to me. So, you know, seemingly is nice about it, like says he's never gonna do that again. Here's my problem with that action that he did, because I speak from personal experience when it happened to me in like middle school or something. When a student gets called out on, like all the spots like that on them, like called out in the front of class, I don't know about you guys, the most anxiety inducing thing. Like my anxiety levels go up so much when that happens. Like
Same.
In middle school, that happened to me once when the teacher, like the teacher sitting all the way at their desk, the whole class sitting at their desk, calls me out. I'm trying to hold back tears because like the classroom goes dead silent and this guy's one-on-one talking to me from across the room, and I'm trying to hold back tears. Cause I'm just like, don't do that, okay? Because my anxiety can't handle that. Don't do that. There's better ways to handle it. That do not do that. Even though in this university situation, the professor was like, I'm never gonna do that again. I don't like doing that. Then don't do it in the first place, because you never know if that thing could have like ensued a panic attack on that student. Like genuinely, they could have gone out bursting with tears, panic attack. You don't know a student's situation, so just don't do anything controversial like that. So I know he ended it off saying like, I'm never gonna do that again. I don't like doing that. I'm really sorry. I'm never gonna do that again. Don't do it, because you don't know a student's situation. You don't know a student's situation. Never call out a student like that. I don't like when people do that. Big pet peeve of mine. So so the same professor, the one that was like with the two kids trying to find the slides, and then the same one calling out that one student. A nice professor in general, I have to say, but those two instances, super controversial. Like, I don't like that he did that. So,
well, what would you have done instead if you were in that position of the professor? I mean,
I would have. So he's teaching up at a lecture hall, so I would have, kind of engaged the class to like think about the reading for a second, and then kind of like while like people were discussing the reading or something, or like thinking about it, walked over to that student, like just kind of whispered like, hey, I noticed you guys were talking, and he could have said the same lines like, hey guys, I noticed you guys were talking and that's distracting you, it's also distracting me, so I'd appreciate it if you guys can stop whispering, like 1 foot away from the student. That's what I would have done. Just like broke it down to like one-on-one conversation, but like don't single out a student in front of class, because it happened. Like everyone, if the class goes dead silent, everyone's looking at who the professor's calling out. That's not a fun experience. So I don't like that they did that. And then I don't know, for the one with the two kids and the slides, like I just don't know what he was doing. Like, my guy, they said they had the slides. They're paying attention to you. So I don't know. That was just like bad judgment on his part. Like, there's no excuse. It's like, no, they're literally paying attention to you. You think they're doing something else, and you're just straight up wrong. You're putting you have an idea in your mind about what you think they're doing. You think they're disrespecting you and not paying attention, and you are far from correct. Like that is not what they're doing. They're doing the exact opposite.
Just take the L.
Just take the L.
Take the L, bro.
I think that's like a
Take
common
L.
theme amongst like professors, where they think like the students are like, you know, acting against them, you know?
Yeah.
So like they take action. Okay, so there's this one time when a couple of students were late, right? Like they were busy doing stuff. The professor like called them out like in middle of class. And I just thought that was like really, you know,
Two
not
students
right,
didn't enter at the same time?
No. Not at the same time. They just entered late.
So one student came in late, and then the professor called them out. Here's my problem with that. What if they were late because of a family emergency or something?
Mm-hmm.
That's messed up.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why
Like
you shouldn't do that stuff.
They always assume, like, if we're not in lecture or if we're late, they always assume that, like, we're doing it to avoid going to lecture. But that's, like, almost never the case, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's so bad. It's so bad.
I have big pet peeves, like, about professors and teaching. And it's, like, certain strategies and, like, morals of professors and teachers.
Mm-hmm.
I want to speak out against it so badly, and that's kind of what I'm doing on this podcast, but yeah, it just annoys me so much.
I don't know if this is true, but like at this point I feel like it's true because like, you know, it's gone to a point where it's like this bad. But like I feel like I think I heard somewhere that professors don't get teaching for like they don't learn how to teach. You know? They just like studied like their own subject. And then they become professors.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
As long as they have a PhD, they're fine.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, no, it's like becoming up like, you know, an expert in your field, but then all of a sudden be like, I guess I'll teach this, and literally going from I guess I'll teach this to like, yep, I teach students now. There's no like program.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like high school teachers, they have to take teaching courses. They have to get like a teaching degree, right?
Yeah.
Teachers college.
Yeah.
With professors, they don't do any of that. They just get their PhD and then they just like straight up go into
because I think the problem is
like,
they teach, but then they also like do research on the side to get like, you know, grants and stuff for the research. So like I think the problem is being a professor doesn't come first for them. That's not their priority, which I think is a big problem. It's like if you're gonna be a professor, it should be your priority, if not really close to being your first priority. So yeah, issues, man.
Wait, I was gonna say something. Hold up. Yeah, it's gone. I don't remember.
Okay, it's alright.
Damn.
Yeah. Frank, about anything with profs, any bad experiences this semester?
Oh yeah, one. This guy. So, if you were okay, obviously online is harder, right? But this guy split it so you can complete the course online, but the online course is twice as hard as the in-person one. And then the way he's just like, remember the whole like build-up of like whether or not we're going back in person or not, right? This guy took like a whole entire like week. And it took him a week just to announce that he's doing a hybrid. And then this guy kept making up his mind. He didn't even post an announcement or anything. He just like posted one announcement saying, "Oh, there's been a delay because of the validity." Blah blah blah. Everyone's just like, "Bruh, just straight up tell us, dude." Like,
yeah,
he's literally leaving us on a cliffhanger, and he's just so all over the place. It was so annoying.
Yeah,
I don't think that's too bad though. A lot of my profs
it's not too bad, but it's still annoying. It's like we're trying to get information.
Yeah, no,
right?
I know what you mean. I had some profs try their best to give me transparency because they didn't have much, but like no transparency is just not helpful.
It's not helpful. And then the emails, this guy doesn't even say much either. So it's like we're literally on a cliffhanger, and then like, it's so annoying.
Emails, yo, wait, I gotta talk about that before I talk. It can't. Okay, Okay, I'm gonna go back a bit.
Uh-huh.
So remember how I was talking about how professors think like students are working against them and all that.
Mhm.
I remember one time, this was for a physics course where we had like an in-person lecture. Like this one day, everyone had a math exam, right? Like usually the lecture hall is filled, right? But like everyone had like a math exam. So like almost no one was there for that day. And the professor was like passive aggressively being like, yo, I guess nobody came. Everyone's like skipping lecture because it's almost break or something like that, And he was like really passive aggressive about it, with like the remaining class that was in his lecture. So I thought that was something.
Why would you be passive aggressive to the people that showed up? Like,
I know.
Yeah, being pissed off at the people who showed up for a class. Imagine.
Yeah.
I mean, it was recorded. So like people who went home, like they could probably hear it,
Mm-hmm.
Still, imagine being mad at the people who showed up for your class, who's actually there. Like, imagine.
Mm-hmm. Also, with like, I'm gonna go. Okay, now I'm gonna like skip forward back to what Frank said. So emails and all that. Wait, no, not emails. Before that. Like, yo, this semester was so like disorganized in terms of like in person and like online and all that, like switching back and forth. The biophysics professor that I was like praising before?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Like she's good and all, but like during the semester, like we had to like switch back and forth between in person and online, mainly because like she got corona in middle of the semester.
Oh, she got the Rona.
Yeah, and then her grandmother died, so
double the yikes.
Yeah. So like I understand that, but like the earth science professor, yo, he had no excuse. He just like like some of these lectures he didn't even show. Like he said he was gonna do in person, but he just didn't come.
Bruh.
My guy should have just dipped, bruh.
Yeah, and this professor, he doesn't respond to emails.
Like, yeah, one of mine doesn't either. Like, I never emailed him because I knew he wouldn't respond, but like apparently it takes him like 3 weeks to respond. Mm-hmm. So it's crazy. Like I remember a student handed in their so we had our group projects. A student from a different group, basically you had to submit like a script for something. So like a finished script for your group, but then one of the group members accidentally submitted like only their part of the script, so they immediately emailed the prof and like, oh, one of our group members accidentally submitted this thing and the other thing's closed now, so we can't resubmit anything. This is a problem because the thing's due and we're handing it in. The professor doesn't reply, so the student has to wait until like Zoom lecture to like to say like, by the way, professor, like this thing happened. So it's like, check your email, and then this could have been resolved, but the student had to rely on waiting till the lecture to bring that point up.
I see. Also, I know professors do get like lots of emails though, so I do appreciate like the ones that like email instantly,
Mm-hmm.
Because some professors really like email like instantly. Like I remember one time, it wasn't me, but it was someone else. They emailed like a professor at like 3 a.m. and they responded like a second later, and I was like, whoa.
Jeez Louise, that's fast.
Yeah, some of these professors, like they're getting like hundreds of emails like every day. So like to keep up with that, like that's impressive.
Yeah.
So like
I know it is hard. I'm not bashing that. I'm not bashing it, but get back in a timely manner. Like
yeah, we're specifically talking about the professors who just like don't get back for like urgent emails after like a whole month.
Yeah. Actually, it reminds me I said this one time I don't know if I said in a podcast or to you guys personally, but in first year, I was in a marketing course and I bought the textbook off Vital Source. But before I bought it, I wanted to just make sure with the professor that
Vital Source.
Okay.
God. Oh.
Okay. I don't know what I just triggered, but okay.
Yo, I got so much to say about that.
Okay. Anyways, before I bought the textbook off Vital Source, I took a screenshot and emailed the professor in September, asking them like, "Hey, is this the right textbook for the course?" And then it's like December, before finals. And they replied to that like, yep, that's the one. I'm like, I bought this in September, right? Like, you replied to me in December. I sent you this email ages ago. Why did you reply?
I absolutely hate Vital Source.
Anyways, okay, what's Gino's beef with Vital Source? I don't know what I triggered just now.
Okay, so for organic chemistry, you need like codes. I know like you guys do something similar, right? With like nah. Okay, so you need codes to like access some of the homework questions, and you need to purchase it off of Vital Source and all that. So that's pretty annoying. But the worst part is you can't even pirate the textbook, and like they put extra protection on it, and it's just they do this thing with textbooks where they have multiple editions to confuse the students and make extra money off of them. So there'd be like one edition where it's like organic chemistry 4th edition, and then the next one would be like organic chemistry 4th edition with extra molecules or something like that, and they would have like 10 different editions of the exact same edition just to like milk money out of students. It's so annoying. It's so annoying,
Bruh.
and like I could tell that this specific company, out of all the other textbook companies, this specific company, like they're on like they take measures to prevent like piracy and used textbooks. Like they take an extra step to make sure that doesn't happen, you know. So that's like, like with the whole code thing, like you have to enter a code to access the homework, and not just that, like with Vital Source, they have like protection on whatever like textbook that they give. Like they don't even give it out in PDF format. That's what I meant. Like it's almost impossible to actually share it with anyone else. So like that's super annoying. That's super annoying. And it's so I had to pay like $150 for like one textbook. It's like a loose leaf.
Yeah, textbook prices are crazy.
Bro. Like what?
Yeah,
it's a loose leaf too. Like, oh my god. Where's I want a refund, bro. Give me my money.
Anyway, does anyone have any last rants that they want to get in? This is a very like stress relieving thing, we're gonna put this all behind us after this podcast, and then be
that's true.
Yeah.
Yo, I gotta start studying for the MCAT, by the way, later this year. So that's I'm going right back into it during the summer, so
yeah,
that kind of sucks.
Damn.
All right, so are the rants done?
Yeah.
All right.
Yo, can we talk about students now? Yo.
Students.
Yo.
All right, sure.
Some of these
quickly, if you want to talk about some. Oh yeah, Gino wanted to talk about. Yeah, okay, go on.
Wait, what about students?
Gino has some beef with some
guys,
group work.
Some of these. Okay, out of the 3 group assignments I have, for each one of them, I was working alone because none of the students would help me and none of the students would participate. Like what? What's the point of going to university if you're not gonna do work? Why do you pay tuition if you're not gonna do anything? There's this one group I had where we had to submit an assignment by a specific date, but this guy didn't get back to me, so I finished it by myself. And then like 6 hours after the due date, the guy messages me. He's like, yo, I'm gonna start this right away. Yo.
Bruh.
I'm like, bro, it's 6 hours past the due date. What do you expect me to do? What's your plan? But yeah, I don't get it. Like lots of people just left me on scene. A lot of people just didn't reply at all. And like sometimes when people did reply, it was like they don't put in much work into the group assignment, so it was like really rushed. And whatever they have had written down it's like all wrong. So like I had to do the whole thing myself,
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to email the professor for every single group, and this was for 3 different courses. I don't know why it's like such a big thing. And for each one, they replied back to me, and they told me to work by myself. So, yeah, that kind of sucks. That really sucks. But yeah.
Yeah, with students, I didn't have too much problems with any students. I had one group project this semester, but I didn't have a big problem with any of like my group members. Like, cause I was trying to get things like done ahead of time, cause that's just kind of how I roll. Cause cause I had midterms and other stuff like to like the next week, so I'm like, okay, let me get this done now. So, I kind of, laid out the plan of like what to do, but then I kind of got scared because like no one was really responding or like adding to the doc when I was hoping they would. So I was like, guys, you guys are gonna do this, right? And they're like, yeah, don't worry, we will. But they still did it like the day before the things were due. Like not for like big assignments, like for the little like just check the things that a professor would like just check up on. Like then they would do this stuff and really get down to it like the night before. So they my point is they pulled through in the end. And I didn't expect them to get it done weeks in advance like me, because like that's just my personal way of working. But sometimes like it just, the reassurance that like they're gonna get it done wasn't there, but then it all of a sudden got there, and that was relieving for me. So
yeah,
shout out to my group members. If you guys are watching this, you guys are great. You guys did good on our project.
I'm like really like flexible too, like when it comes down to like group work. Like I don't mind if you like submit it like 1 hour before the actual due date. Like it doesn't stress me out too much. But like some of these guys, like I said before, they like message me after it's due, after I finish everything by myself, and they're like, yo, I'm gonna start this right now. Like, no. No, it's already past the due date.
Bruh.
What?
Imagine messaging after the due date.
No need to thank me.
Like, no need to. Like, bro, some of these students are like actually like straight up slacking.
I don't get slacking. Like, here's the thing, I get kind of losing your motivation through all this because it's hard. But straight up slacking, like, dude, we just dropped like okay, I don't know about you, Jenny, you probably pay more money, but I just dropped like $4,000 for this semester. Like I paid for that. Like, Jesus. I gotta work hard. I'm not here to slack off. I paid money.
Like the worst part is like it's a group project, it's supposed to be like a group work.
Yeah.
Like, it's a bad ethic to like leave someone. You know
what they should have? Like a rate my prof, but like rate my group member.
Yo.
They should have that. I feel like that's a thing.
I could see why professors getting mad at some of these students though. Like,
yeah,
like some of these guys are just
yeah, I can't speak from personal experience because I didn't have anyone slack off completely. Like everyone pulled their weight when they needed to, so I can't speak on that. But yeah, no, I understand.
Like I don't know if it's me because it happened to me 3 times in a row for like 3 different courses. Like I don't even say anything. Like it makes me feel bad. It makes me feel bad about myself because I feel like there's something wrong with what I'm doing, but there isn't. Like, why aren't you helping? Like, what?
Yeah, sometimes like I got worried that when I enforce onto my group members of like, guys, we gotta get this done, make sure you guys get this done, you guys gotta add this in, I'm scared that they think I'm really like uptight and like rude about it. But it's like, guys, no, it's okay, don't worry, like I'm chill. You don't have to be scared of me. Just like as long as we'll just make sure we get it done. That's all. Like, not in a rude way.
It's just too intimidating, bro.
Honestly, I feel like that's what sometimes people think. Like they can tell I'm sweating, so they think I'm all like mean about it. I'm not mean. Don't worry. Like it's okay.
Yeah.
Like bro, I want to finish this project and then like, I don't know, go watch like Minecraft videos after. That's what I'm doing. Like.
True. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, I think are we done ranting? All right.
Well, Frank, do you want to say anything about the students or not?
I have not no problem. Everyone in my group was fine.
Anyways, I think we're gonna end things for this podcast. I know we ranted a lot. That was kind of the point. But concluding remarks here, guys. It's summer. We're not as stressed anymore. There's still gonna be some stress in there with stuff we do, but it's not as bad. And there's time. We can play Minecraft again. It's gonna be fun. And we're gonna play games. Relax a little, sleep in a bit more, and it's gonna be fun. Guys, relax. Jino said this at the end of the last podcast we did when it was the end of summer break, and he said something along the lines of like, if you want to spend the whole time relaxing, that's okay. And I agree. If you want to spend your whole time relaxing this summer, that's okay. You go for it. But what?
Can I take that back now?
Why? Why you want?
Okay. New lesson
From Jino this summer. new advice from Jino this summer, 2022. Hit him with it, Jino.
Even though you think like you're free, a lot of times you aren't. So you should really catch up on your work, even though you're free. Even though when you're not doing anything, because that work's gonna pile up real quick. So yeah, so exact opposite of what I said last time.
So relax, but don't relax.
If you know what I'm
trying to say.
If you
keep your work spread out,
Yeah. All right, but yeah, super excited for summer. Super excited for the channel. And yeah, that's going to wrap things up for this podcast, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching or listening. Thank you to Jino and Frank for joining me. It's nice talking to you guys. For context, I haven't talked to them in months. So we're catching up right now. So it's really nice. But yeah, I'm going to end things for this podcast. And I don't know when we'll be back. We'll be back with some videos for sure. We're making videos together again for sure. Bangers. But yeah. Thank you guys so much for listening. And I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye, guys.